Hey guys, this is Wanada. So today we got two personal teacher stories. And also a little update, I don't think I'm gonna be playing in an intro because they're it's pretty much pointless at this point. But let's go on to the two teacher stories. Alright, so this story was in 5th grade elementary. And we're going to call this teacher Miss Button because she had these buttons that said words like no and yes and yeah. And but she wouldn't let us touch them. Um so she like she wasn't even supposed to really be there like emotionally cuz every time we would ask a question, she would go like, what?" Like that is actually what she did. And we were a lot of us were just terrified of her, and it was it was just horrible just being in her class. Like luckily I didn't have her as my homeroom teacher, but like we would go in there to like we had like these stations like for a week or two, I think, and we would just go to different classes for the stations. And in her class, we did math, and like I think one time we did reading. Yeah, we did reading, and another time we did like where we would have to like uh, I don't know. She would give us like a email that she brought up, and we would have to like figure out. We would type it into like something like ancestry, something like that. But I didn't even know uh what the email was, and I was terrified to ask her. Cause like for some reason, especially to me, she would just be rude all the time to me. Like other kids, they'll be like, they'll ask a question, she'll be like, "What?" And whenever I asked a question, she would scream, "What?" And yeah, so I didn't get the email or password. I couldn't even figure out who my ancestors were because I was that terrified, even though I really, really wanted to. And uh, yeah, she was just rude, basically targeted me. Oh, and when I told my parents, they went ballistic. They went up there. Well, they didn't go up there. They were kind of mad, but then when we had like a parent-teacher conference, and when they went to ask her, go to her, she said that I was rude, I would sleep all the time, all these things. And when we go over to my homeroom teacher, she would say, no, he was great. And yeah. So then after that, I think I almost got her fired for that. And she just, uh, we had like this knowing where we wouldn't ask each other things. Like she want to ask me what I'm doing. I want to ask her questions. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It, she wasn't that much like yelling. Yeah, I think she was terrifying me after that. um, but yeah, she was rude. That's all. Almost got her fired. Probably. Next story. All right, so this was in junior high. I don't know if y'all, if other people have them, but we have like a junior high and a high school, like uh, 6th grade to 8th grade. And in 6th grade, I was in honors, and this was an honors teacher, and we'll call her Miss Dark because she was just kind of dark and depressing, and she kept the lights off all the time. but she was actually pretty fun sometimes. But then, like, other times it was just no. And I was terrified to go into her class every day. Um, and she was in my homeroom. She was like my second class math teacher. My first was reading. Yeah, yeah. But anyways, um, she like her class went too fast for me. I couldn't quite catch up. Like I barely passed that class with like I don't know 70 something. And um I actually have a friend that she would also kind of bully too. And yeah, she was just terrible. She would scream at us all the time. And actually, even like one time, um, like my friend, he didn't do his homework because he had to go to his brother's baseball game, and then he had a baseball game, so he couldn't really do anything. And uh, she screamed at him, and then like pushed his desk because she was leaning on his desk, and she pushed it to push herself off, and she just screamed bull, like yeah. I think she barely caught herself on that because uh she was pretty much on the S too, and yeah. I don't know why I keep on saying yeah. um, cause there's a bit more. So I can't remember all the things 'cause I think my brain has kind of suppressed it. Um, but uh, like every 9 weeks that's like a tally marker for at least my school. Every 9 weeks we would get like a report cards and stuff, and um for her class we would have to do like school stuff. We would have to basically be catched up on everything, and then we would be able to like play games with the other kids. We basically played like Kahoot. I know at least like one of y'all because I only got like 3 subs and my views have been going down. Finally got my second sub out from I don't know. I'm rambling. Yeah, we would play Kahoot. I only got to play it like once, and um uh I did get to play a lot, but that's because we were doing it in class just to learn. But we would also do like these fun paper things. I I don't know. Uh I don't really remember them that much, but yeah. I pretty much never got to do the 9 week things, and we only had like 4 of them, so I only got to do one out of 4. Cause since I couldn't catch up, I would always be pretty much left behind, like math wise, and yeah, she was pretty much mad at me 24/7. Said that I would fail the STAR test, which is a major test where I live, and uh, I showed her that I won because I got like a 90 something, which yeah, kind of high, pretty high. I don't know. Uh, she was rude all the time, and she even got like when we were going to gym, which was my third period, I had like some of the kids in there with me from Miss Dark's class, and they were calling me lazy, but I wasn't lazy because I was working so hard. The only exception was during Christmas break. We have 2 weeks, and I only did one paper out of two that I was supposed to get catch up on. And yeah, I kind of get her from screaming at me for that, but still, um, she she always had a terrible attitude towards me and my friend with the baseball thing. And she also had this mallet that she would just hit on the desks if she caught any of us sleeping. So no one could sleep in there, which we pretty much had no time to anyways. Uh, we only had fun every 9 weeks, which I only got to do once. She would scream, yell, push, just push the desks, and yeah, I was even like she even had these like morning things, and where we could come in the mornings and just do some work in there. But she want I didn't really want to ask her because I was terrified, just like Miss Buttons. Um, actually, yeah, that is all. She'll just final thing. When I told my dad all this at the end of the school year, he went completely ballistic. Like, he was screaming, yelling, like, how dare she? Cause in my school, that wasn't acceptable at all. But they couldn't do anything because, um, she was out of retirement. She was in retirement, but she came out of it just to, like, help us, but she didn't really help us. She mainly screamed at us. He went, so my principal in elementary, uh, went up on the list and got a promotion to work in the, like, main school district thing, and my dad went over there, um, and just screamed, not at him, just screamed, yeah, and then the principal said, ex-principal, I guess you would say, was saying that couldn't do anything because she came out of retirement to help, and it was already the end of the school year too, which it wasn't really. It was like a month until the school year would end. Uh, and then I don't know. My school was very confusing, and I got traumatized a bit. Um, yeah, those are two teachers. There are more, but they were a little more chill. Like, there, there was this one other teacher. I completely forgot her name. I wasn't in her class at all, except like once. And like the students in her class, they would misplace a pencil, and she would go ballistic. Like, I know I'm saying ballistic a lot, but absolutely insane on them. Uh, and yeah, I don't know what was to do with her. And the funny thing was that I told the students in her class, like, I didn't know they were in her class about her, and they said, dude, you don't understand her, and then, yeah. So I don't know if it like some kind of like Stockholm syndrome, but instead of being like in love with your captors, you're like, I don't know, weird. I don't know, not in love with your teacher, but just like uh not terrified of her, cause she was terrifying. Pretty much all teachers in the story was terrifying. Uh, that's all. Ended up being 3 teachers. Uh, my other teachers were pretty chill. The That's all. I'm just gonna wait till it gets to 15 minutes. But hope y'all like it. Like, sub, I realized I haven't said that, and bye.